That is correct assumption.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another WWE Fantasy Log.
For now.
All right. This is the usual Fantasy Log where we recap the WWE and other wrestling news. We do the scoring of the Fantasy League, all kinds of stuff like that there.
Mm-hmm.
With me, as always, are Jeff and Tiff.
What's up?
Hello.
Hello. All right.
Hello.
So we are going to go ahead and do the usual, where we will start with the news and kind of go from there.
Indubitably.
By the way, I'll open this with a quick promo for anybody who happens to be around tomorrow at around 7:30, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Make sure to tune in for our annual Logie Awards for the 2017 in wrestling. So definitely check that out. I just want to go ahead and open the Excel document so I have it ready for later. All right.
Excellent.
And we will begin with the news. Where's my news? All right.
Indeed.
So I'm going to go ahead and start off. I'll start off with this because that's always a good place to start off. Let's start off with the news of Jericho. Read it up, man.
Yeah. And the
There is
rumors of Jericho.
There's an assortment of Chris Jericho related news. So we will talk about these different things. Item number one on the list is The Talk is Jericho. Those who don't know, that is Jericho's podcast, currently on Podcast One. And the news from there is that the Talk of Jericho podcast is leaving Podcast One, actually. He's taking the Talk is Jericho podcast and the Jericho Network with him.
Okay.
And he was taking them from Podcast One over to Westwood One.
Okay, then.
The last episode that he filmed, which was, let's see, the last one of 2017 before the end of the year, he added that the new year will start with the podcast on Westwood One, so it is available there now. Those who don't know, Westwood One is owned by Cumulus Media, an American mass media company. So it's a very large podcasting network. It's behind a few various programming, including some controversial programming, such as Imus in the Morning with Don Imus. There's also a wide variety of sports programming, including CBS Sports Radio, NBC Sports Radio, the PGA Championship, NCAA Radio Network, the Olympics, NHL Radio, all kinds of stuff like that. The American Country Showdown is on there, very popular. Bob Kingsley's Country Top 40, I like that one. Just a lot of different things available over on Westwood One, so good luck to Jericho over there. Jericho adds that nothing is really changing. We're still doing 2 episodes per week, every Wednesday and Friday, like we've always been doing. The good news is that the Jericho Network is coming with me, so Westwood One, here we come. I really feel Talk is Jericho will go to a whole new level with Westwood One. So that's fun.
Excellent.
Tune into Talk is Jericho over there. Continuing with the assortment of Jericho news.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fun one. Jericho had a great Twitter interaction. So, Chris Jericho made a note on social media last Sunday, the 31st. And Jericho's in the process of flying somewhere, and he put out a tweet noting that flight attendant just came to my seat and told me that I've flown 3 million miles on @Delta.
Wow.
I think that deserves a free cocktail at least. Well, @Delta saw Jericho's tweet.
Mm-hmm.
And they replied, "Oh, wow, what an accomplishment. Are you looking for the gift? The gift of Delta? Well, please follow and DM your confirmation number so we can show our gratitude for your preference and so you can drink it in, man."
Delta actually said that to him?
Yes, they did.
Nice.
The hashtag gift of Delta. Get Jericho a free cocktail. There you go.
Did Jericho reply to it?
He did not, as far as I can gather.
Fair enough.
But still props to them. A lot of people enjoyed that, though. So there you go. Good stuff. Good times. All right, moving along. More Jericho news. All the news of Jericho. Oh. Ah, stop. Highlight just the thing I want, you piece of crap. There we go. Live, everybody. Next up, of course, it's worth noting that just tonight, the 6th, the night that is technically now morning in my time zone, but still night over for Jeff. Also night in Tiff's time zone, obviously. She's ahead of me. The Wrestle Kingdom 12 special featuring the Jericho vs. Omega match did premiere tonight on AXS TV.
I heard that was like the best match ever. Like it was a great match.
Oh yeah, so that premiered from 8 to 11 on there. So definitely and it's rerunning as we speak. Actually, there's 1 hour left of the rerun as we speak.
Fair enough. I also heard it ended in like a no contest or something like that.
So definitely check that out. Supposedly there's going to be some additional specials running with that, so I'm sure there'll be more reruns of it, so definitely check that out. Speaking of which, apparently Chris Jericho is going to be sticking around at JPW for a while.
Yep. That's a rumor.
It was noted that, well, no, it's not rumor anymore. At the conclusion of New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Year's Dash event that was going on, Chris Jericho, as the team of Los Ingobernables de Japón, was in the ring celebrating their victory over Chaos. Jericho jumped in the ring and attacked top NJPW star Tetsuya Naito from behind.
Yes, he did.
Which led to a back-and-forth brawl between the two, which ended after Jericho trashed the set, and Naito sat in a chair in the ring with his back faced to longtime superstar as he was escorted to the back by security.
Yeah, but for those that don't know, the New Year's event is the event that usually sets up all the feuds for the year.
Yes.
For the current year in NJPW. So,
yes.
Yeah. So Jericho probably isn't coming back to WWE for a while.
Which is fair enough.
Although he could still come back for the Raw 25th anniversary.
Yeah, he'll be there. And honestly, given that it's Jericho and given that NJPW's contracts, to my knowledge, are normally not big on exclusivity, I wouldn't be shocked if he showed up in the Royal Rumble out of nowhere.
I doubt it, because he's going to be too busy with doing the NJPW stuff and then his concert. He's going to be doing his concert the next 3 months.
But for the Royal Rumble, all he would have to do is show up at the arena that afternoon, hang out till the evening, and then leave. It's not like it's a big dedication of his time.
Yeah, I vaguely recall somewhere Jericho himself saying, yeah, probably not going to be in the Rumble.
Yes, but Jericho always says he's not going to be in shit when he's going to be in shit. It's a trademark of his.
That's true. We'll see.
He does that constantly. Jericho showing up randomly is his trademark. Moving along. Let us continue. What else we got? What are we going to do with next? Let's do this. Speaking of the Raw 25th anniversary, since you brought it up. It is worth noting that it was confirmed that good old JR, Jim Ross, and Jerry the King Lawler will be doing commentary for that event.
Yes.
They're going to be doing it from the one building, while the main commentary team will be doing it from the other building.
Okay.
Is how this is going to be set up. It's generally, Lawler noted that there was a chance two could reunite, and it's assumed that they will probably be commentating the portion of the program that airs from the original Raw, the location of the original Monday Night Raw, the Manhattan Center. While the regular commentary team, well, the regular commentary team would be at the primary location, which I believe is over at the, where the hell is it? What's the other place they always go when they're in there? Not the Garden, but the other place. The Barclays Center. There we go. The Barclays Center in Brooklyn. I was going to say Nassau Coliseum. I'm like, no, that's Long Island. That's not technically New York. Anyway, So we definitely look forward to seeing them reuniting at that event. All right, what else we got? What else we got? What to do next? What about this one? Figure out how to segue this anywhere. Let's go over here. Speaking of shows that don't need an arena.
Okay.
Is that a good segue? I don't know.
Maybe.
So, of course, a few weeks ago, it was announced that they were launching a 205 Live tour. And that this was going to feature a variety of cruiserweight superstars. And they announced that there were 3 locations. The first show was happening on the 19th from Kingston, Rhode Island. The second show on the 20th in Lowell, Massachusetts. And the third in Poughkeepsie, New York at the Civic Center. And it was noted that the tickets were not selling very well, which is why after a couple of weeks of the tickets being available, a main event of Woken Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt was added to all of these events.
Okay, then.
In an attempt to boost ticket sales. It apparently didn't work, at least not that much, because it is being noted that the first of those 3 events, the 119 show in Kingston, Rhode Island, has been canceled.
Wow.
Now, the reason being given for the cancellation specifically is logistical issues.
Okay.
As listed on the arena's page. Let me see here. Go over here, and let's see. Where is it? It's here. So. To quote, routing and scheduling issues, end quote. So whether that's true or not remains to be seen, but that is the reason being given for why that event has been canceled. Refunds are available on the website of the Ryan Center for those who might have tickets and need to get a refund.
Okay, then.
As of now, the Lowell, Massachusetts event for Saturday the 20th and the Poughkeepsie, New York event for Sunday the 21st are still on.
Okay.
So we will have to wait and see if those events actually go through. However, people are still speculating that the low ticket sales might be the actual reason for this, and they're covering it up, but we don't know that for sure.
Wouldn't surprise me.
So we shall have to see. All right. Get out of there. Speaking of 205 Live, let's talk about the Cruiserweight champion, Enzo Amore. So it might have been noted, as we will no doubt see in the upcoming recap, that Enzo Amore was not on Monday Night Raw this past week.
Nope, he has the flu.
That's right. Enzo Amore was hospitalized with the flu due to being sick, obviously.
Yeah.
However, it's noting that there is a bit more to this story.
Indeed, there is.
Do tell.
I am doing telling. So, Enzo shared an Instagram story revealing that he was hospitalized at the Jackson Memorial Hospital in Miami, Florida, where Raw is located. At the time, he didn't receive specifics, but the picture that he put up showed he was in a waiting room receiving fluids via IV and was later moved to a hospital room around 4 p.m. that day and was continuing to receive the IV.
Yep.
Shut up, Sammy.
Yep.
Both Enzo and WWE posted about the situation, WWE stating, the flu prevented Enzo from defending his Cruiserweight title against Cedric on the New Year's Day Raw, but nothing could keep him from social media to share the unfortunate predicament. Enzo shared his post saying, I apologize to the fans who won't get to see a #G tonight in #Miami. I did everything I could from Toronto to Miami, from negative weather through customs to opting out on Diddy's New Year's Eve party in Miami. 10 hours in a hospital. I did everything in my power to make sure I'd be in that ring tonight to whoop Cedric Alexander's hind end. Ultimately, it was out of my hands, and I got the best freaking hands.
So you didn't hear the full story.
I have more. We're getting there. I have many more links.
Because the full story is actually kind of funny.
We're going to get to the rest of it.
Must have been bad for him. Must have been bad for him to be hospitalized.
Yes. Now, like I said, it was apparently the flu. According to reports, Enzo apparently checked himself out of the emergency department and went to the venue for Raw and arrived at the show only an hour before it was to start, and then tried to lobby WWE officials to let him compete in the title match, but was told that wasn't going to happen and he should leave the arena immediately and return to his hotel because they didn't want him, risk of being contagious. They didn't want him to get anybody else sick.
Yep. He checked himself out of the hospital, despite the fact his doctors were like, "What the fuck are you doing? No, get your ass back in bed." He was like, "Hell no, I got a title to defend."
No.
Yeah, then he showed up and WWE said, "No, go back to your room."
Yeah, pretty much.
And despite all of WWE's precautions to not get other people infected, it was also reported that several other superstars were also on IV backstage. So yeah, they kind of failed at that part.
Okay then.
Yeah, apparently other superstars were sick too. Sick enough to be on IV, not sick enough to be, in the hospital, but yeah, people were on fluids from what I understand.
Okay then.
Yeah, so
Anyway.
you failed, WWE.
And it's worth noting that after that, Raw General Manager Kurt Angle went on Twitter to announce that At Real One has the flu and thus I must replace him in the Mixed Match Challenge.
Yeah, not give any one of the, many other superstars that probably deserve that spot more than you do. No, old man Kurt's going to go wrestle. Really, Kurt?
No, he's not.
Oh?
You see, there was clarification on Angle's tweet that people apparently misinterpreted.
Okay.
The was being misunderstood. What the tweet was meant to mean was not Enzo can't participate, therefore I, Kurt Angle, must replace him in the tournament. The tweet was meant to mean that Enzo cannot compete, therefore I, General Manager Kurt Angle, must replace him in the tournament with another superstar.
Ah.
But everybody took that tweet the wrong way, and so there's going to be there was an as yet to be named participant to replace him. We actually know who that is now.
Oh.
But we'll get to that in a moment. For what it's worth, though, Enzo is actually cleared to wrestle now, so people are theorizing there might be, given that there's still 2 weeks before the tournament, people theorize there might be additional reasons why Enzo was removed from that tournament.
Mm. Fair enough.
And reportedly, in terms of the backstage story, Enzo got sick in Toronto but didn't want to go to the hospital in Toronto, so he flew to Miami to go to the hospital there, missing the Diddy party. He checked himself out, went to the venue, but they didn't want him to get everybody else sick, so they sent him home. And so it's expected that he will have his title match with Alexander as early as this Monday night in order to get it on TV as quick as possible. They also cited his health issues for pulling him from the tournament, but no indication as to whether that's really the case or not.
Mm.
However, I feel a little sorry for Nia Jax.
Yeah. Yeah. She got screwed.
Because Apollo Crews was announced as the replacement for Enzo Amore.
Mm.
He was subtly introduced into the advertising for the challenge without much of an announcement, and he was, however, they did go out of the way to have Titus Worldwide pose with Nia to announce the partnership, with Titus Worldwide looking rather pleased and Nia not so much.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I feel bad for Nia.
Yep. Speaking of the Mixed Match Challenge, let's talk about that a little bit.
Sure.
First of all, it is worth noting that in order to have balanced commentary for both sides, that WWE Hall of Famer and multiple-time women's champion Beth Phoenix will be joining Michael Cole and Corey Graves on the commentary team for the Mixed Match Challenge tournament.
Fair enough.
So that's a good thing. WWE stating that few female competitors have dominated their division quite as convincingly as Phoenix. The former women's champion ripped through anyone in her path and never failed to draw gasps from the WWE Universe, whether she was lifting Melina and Mickie James over her shoulder at the same time, eliminating the Great Khali from the 2002 Royal Rumble match, or glam slamming Eve from the top rope at the 2011 Survivor Series. So certainly provide a unique perspective on the groundbreaking Facebook Watch show beginning January 16th. That's definitely exciting. Now, speaking of the Mixed Match Challenge, it's worth noting that a number of the teams for said challenge have been announced, with Nia and Titus Live being the most recent. They were interviewed by Renee about this. You can see that currently at WWE's Twitter account.
You can see each team announcement on WWE's YouTube channel as well.
You can. The announced teams thus far include Alexa Bliss and the Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman, Charlotte Flair and Glorious Bobby Roode, Sasha Banks and the Demon Finn Balor. Might not be the Demon, but it'll be Finn Balor. And husband and wife couples Lana and Rusev and Naomi and Jimmy Uso. And, of course, the aforementioned Nia Jax and Apollo Crews.
Should also be noted, Finn Balor was less than super enthusiastic about teaming with Sasha. I mean, he likes Sasha, he likes teaming with her, but we all know who he wanted to team with, and that is very much evident by the fact that Bayley is incredibly pissed off that Finn isn't her partner.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know the WWE Universe was lobbying for the Baylor Club over there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you haven't yet, and I know you haven't, Jim, go watch the announcements, especially the SmackDown ones, because Daniel Bryan is the highlight of every single one of those announcements. He is fucking hilarious.
Okay. Good to know.
Especially the Uso one. I love that one. That's my favorite one. That made me laugh so hard. Because literally, Jimmy's like, well, I want her to be my wife, of course. He's like, well, your partner's going to be behind the door. Go take a look. It's Charlie Caruso, I believe. And he's like, okay. So he goes into the GM's office. He goes in there. The lights immediately go out. Naomi's music hits. And all you see is the vest and, like, the hair extensions stuff. He's like, I knew it was going to be you. I knew it was going to be you. All right. And he, like, grabs the person, picks him, like, hooks him. And the light comes on. And it's Daniel Bryan in Naomi gear. He's like, what the hell? He's like, Daniel, what the hell? Don't tell me you're my tag team partner. And he goes, hell no. That's your tag team partner. He turns around, and of course, Naomi is there. I was like, that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, and Daniel just commits to all these bits, like, so hard. It's so much fun.
That's good.
I love Naomi's like, can I borrow that?
He's got to commit to bits now before the heel tournament. He can't do it anymore.
They're not healed. They're not going to heel turn him. He's so babyface. It's not even funny.
No. Yeah. Oh, yes, because a babyface books an incredibly face champion in a handicap title match. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Trust me, they're heel turning him.
They're going to have him team up with Shane McMahon?
No, Shane is the face.
Not if you ask the fans.
No, Shane's on AJ's side. Shane is very much the face.
Again, not if you ask the fans, because if you look at what Shane's been saying, what he's been doing, it's totally heel shit.
No, it's not. And it's not heel. That's not. What?
I said you guys seemed like you're going to go into an argument, so I said round one, ding.
No. I said I think Shane has been on the side of AJ, and yeah, he's been a little biased against Owens and Zambi, but you can't blame him for what they've done.
No, but his actions have been kind of heel compared to Bryan's, who's been mostly face, except for that one thing.
There's that thing, but no, that and the fact that Bryan's been favoring Owens and Sammy in every single match. You can't tell me that's face.
I can and I will, because if you notice, Owens and Sammy are like super over almost as much as AJ, as the fans are behind him. And in fact, whenever you see the Shane versus Sammy and Owens thing, Sammy and Owens are the ones getting the cheers. Shane's the one getting the boos. And you're telling me Shane's the face Okay, whatever.
Shane is the face. Sammy and Owens are completely booked as heels.
They're booked as heels, but they're getting the face response because the fans agree with what they're doing, what they're saying.
But the fan response is irrelevant. We're not talking about what the fans think of people. We're talking about what the booking is.
Yeah, but if you look at straight up Shane and Daniel, the straight up actions in their booking, Shane is straight up heel. Everything he does is a heel thing. Everything Daniel does is a face thing, aside from the last match he just booked.
No, it's not. Daniel's been healing by doing everything in favor of just those two superstars and screwing over everybody else in the process.
Except he hasn't.
Yes, he has.
No, he told them to get out of his face or he was going to fire them. He's done things. He's done things where he's impartial. Yes, and when it comes to Shane, he's favoring them. Yes, but he's not just outright favoring them. He's just making sure Shane doesn't screw them. There's a difference. There's a difference between favoring someone and protecting them from the authority that's trying to screw them.
But he's not. He is the authority because he's screwing over AJ.
Well, he is now for, like I said, this one thing. Yeah, that's kind of a heel thing that he did. But aside from that,
and screwing over AJ the last 2 weeks by allowing either Kevin or Sammy to be in their friend's corner, so that AJ was basically getting double teamed 3 weeks in a row.
Maybe because he thought AJ was good enough to handle that, since he is phenomenal.
It doesn't matter whether he's phenomenally good enough. A good GM, after the first time, a good GM doesn't allow that to happen, regardless of what you think of the superstar being able to handle it.
Mm.
Trust me, Daniel Bryan is the heel.
I don't think so, but we'll see.
Well, you think wrong.
Apparently not. When all the other wrestling stuff that I've seen, everyone is saying, why are they booking Shane as the heel and Daniel as the face in this feud? What the hell?
But they're not. That's just it. People are entirely missing the booking.
They're not if you're the only one who thinks this way.
But I'm not the only one who thinks this way. WWE thinks this way.
They're irrelevant.
No, they're not. Because it's their booking.
Yeah, but what they book and what how the fans read the booking can be completely two different things. The fans see it as, well, it should be seen. WWE books it, they want the way they want the fans to see it. But even if the fans don't see it that way, they're going to keep booking it that way. Proof of that is Roman Reigns.
Right, and John Cena. And that's my point, is you can't go by the fan reaction because fan reaction is incredibly inconsistent.
Oh, it's incredibly consistent. It's just inconsistent with what WWE and Vince wants.
But it's inconsistent in and of itself, too. Because you could come to one arena and have everybody cheering Daniel Bryan and booing Shane, and then go to the next arena the following week, and it's completely reversed. Fans are fickle as shit. You can't take the fans' reaction to mean anything. Because the fact of the matter is that Daniel is the heel because he's been favoring, not because of his behavior, but because he's been intentionally siding with heels. Shane is a face because he's siding with a face. Their behaviors are irrelevant. It's who they're siding with that determines their alignment right now.
Except Shane hasn't decided with anyone up until this point. Ergo, all you can go by is Shane's actions up to this point.
But Shane's been siding with AJ in almost the last 3 weeks.
Like I said, up until this point, up until AJ entered the thing. But before that, when it was just Shane versus Sammy Owens, he was siding with himself. He had no one else to side with. He tried to get people to side with him, and everyone told him to fuck off.
Yes, because Shane himself was the face because he got screwed over by Kevin and Sammy by Sammy interfering in the Hell in a Cell match and causing Shane severe injury by pulling Owens off that table. He had legit reason for that because there was blatant interference and because the two of them were screwing over the entire roster and somebody had to stand up to them, so Shane did it.
Well, we'll see, because I don't think they're screwing over the entire roster because the only person that they've been going after is Shane.
The roster blatantly disagreed when they came out for a booked lumberjack match and beat the shit out of them while allowing the faces New Day to do whatever they wanted. The roster disagrees.
Yeah, but it was both faces and heels that were beating on Sammy. Therefore, you can't say one way or the other with Sammy and Kevin because the entire roster was beating their asses.
Yeah, but as I was saying, I'm not using that to justify that way. I'm justifying it because the entire roster hates them. You don't get more heel than even having the other heels hate you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We'll see.
Regardless. We'll talk about that a little more when we get to the SmackDown recap portion of the program. But in either case, Yeah, I think Daniel's going to have to do those goofy bits while he can, because they are going to, especially after this, going to push him more toward the heel turn, which, as has been pointed out on several dirt sheets, makes sense because, you know, Daniel's contract expires come the summer, and it seems very unlikely WWE is going to allow him to wrestle. Even Daniel himself has said if he doesn't wrestle by WrestleMania, they're not going to allow him to wrestle. And at that point, Daniel's going to let his contract expire and he's going to walk. And as has been pointed out, if he's going to walk, WWE would be stupid to let him walk as a mega babyface and take all his fans with him. That's why it makes total sense for them to heel turn him now and basically turn his character massive heel, because that'll make it that much less likely that people will follow him to another promotion.
Man, that's incredibly short-sighted and stupid. People are still going to follow him.
Some, but less so.
I don't think so, but we'll see.
Well, we'll see. So anyway, for the record, for the teams that were mentioned there, remaining people who have not been assigned yet from Raw include Alicia Fox, Asuka, and Bayley on the women's side, with Goldust, The Miz, and a male wrestler to be determined by fan vote, which will probably be Samoa Joe on the men's side. On the SmackDown side, we have Becky, Carmella, and Natalya, along with Sami, Shinsuke, and a member of the New Day to be determined by fan vote.
Kofi.
We'll see. So we will see more teams steadily announced leading up to the tournament start, of course. All right. Moving along on that. What else we got here? Well, speaking of questionable face heel bookings, some interesting details going on around here. First of all, it's worth noting that John Cena is being advertised for a special guest appearance on Fastlane via the arena at which it's being held.
Oh, okay.
So we'll probably see Cena there. It's also worth noting that apparently, as far as we can gather here, Cena is apparently booked for most of the pay-per-views going forward.
Yeah, he's booked for the Rumble.
No, but I mean, like, Fastlane's after the Rumble, you dumb shit.
I know, but you said most of the pay-per-views going forward. I was just saying, yeah, he's booked for the Rumble, so that's one of the pay-per-views going forward. You can't deny that.
Yep, it's true.
He's probably going to be at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but let me just see what this actually says here. Hang on. I got to find the other link.
You didn't have it up?
I had it up before and I accidentally closed it.
Good job.
Shut up. Doing the best I can.
Do bester.
No.
You must do better than best.
I do what I want. Is this one? No, not that one. Come on, where is this stupid thing? Not that one. Sorry, folks, these things are being stupid.
Can we skip it and move on so Tiff doesn't fall asleep?
In a moment. Here we go, I found it. Okay. So anyway, it's worth noting that Cena appears to be booked for all the pay-per-views on both brands through WrestleMania.
Okay, then.
By virtue of his free agent status. So expect to see a lot of Cena, at least on pay-per-view. Whether wrestling or not remains to be seen.
Cena making roster splits relevant since 2017.
Yeah, pretty much. Speaking of things John Cena is doing, by the way, here's something interesting that could be happening going forward. It's worth noting that with no context whatsoever, on John Cena's Instagram,
Okay.
John Cena posted a picture, no text, no context, just a picture of broken Matt Hardy.
Okay, then.
Specifically broken Matt for the broken days, him kind of looking down and looking, just a blank look on his face, just kind of looking off to the side.
So TNA, Matt.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly what that means, no one really knows.
He's joining the Woken Warriors?
We don't know, but Woken Matt Hardy did reply to this by linking to it on Twitter and adding that hashtag Brother Felix. How wonderfully hashtag woken of your stout-hearted soul. Hashtag Brother Felix.
Okay, then.
That's John's middle name.
I know.
So fair enough. Yeah, right. So we got that out of the way. Let's do this real quick. Speaking of WWE superstars, it's kind of interesting to look at. The good people over at the Wrestling Observer newsletter put out some stats that are interesting to look at for the 2017 calendar year. Specifically, it's worth noting that in 2017, of WWE superstars, Jinder Mahal wrestled the most matches at 185.
That doesn't surprise me. He was the champ.
Followed by Baron Corbin at 181, AJ Styles with 179, Sami Zayn with 178, and Charlotte Flair at 173. You're seeing a trend here.
What, new people getting all the matches?
No. Every name I just mentioned is a SmackDown superstar.
That is true. Although Charlotte was only a SmackDown superstar for half the year.
This is true.
And Sammy was only a SmackDown superstar for half the year.
That's fair. In terms of match wins, Dean Ambrose led the company with 144 wins.
Okay.
Shinsuke Nakamura came in second at 131, followed by Seth freaking Rollins. Excuse me. Seth freaking Rollins at 127, AJ Styles at 117, and Roman Reigns just one behind him at 116.
Shinsuke has the second most victories?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the telltale sign of exactly how they fucked him up. It says it all when he has the second most victories, and he's gone absolutely nowhere. That means most of his victories were irrelevant. That means, yeah, they fucked his booking right up the ass.
Mm-hmm. On the women's side of things, or at least in terms of the losses, I should say, Natalya had the most losses at 131.
Sounds about right.
Nia Jax had 128.
Unfortunately.
Carmella was third with 125.
Yeah, that makes sense.
While Jinder Mahal at 124.
Okay.
And if you're doing your math at home, folks, yeah, that's Jinder Mahal wrestled 185 matches, 124 of which he lost.
Which makes sense.
That means he only won about 61 of his matches.
And they want to make him the underdog every time, so that he could
and
come and beat everyone.
And Aiden English lost 123 matches, rounding out the top 5.
Wait, how is Kurt Hawkins not number 1? What the hell?
He has lost the most matches in a row, but not within a calendar year. His losing streak goes back multiple years.
So basically, it's just he barely wrestled in 2017, is what you're saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Fair enough.
It's also noted that since 2004, the most matches that any wrestler has competed in a calendar year was in 2013. Daniel Bryan competed in 232 matches.
Right before he retired.
In 2012, Sheamus competed in 220, and in 2015, Roman Reigns competed in 219.
Mm-hmm.
So fun information there. Lastly but not leastly, we got some pictures for this last one. Little visual segment.
Fair enough.
Kind of fun. I want to talk about Ring of Honor for a moment.
Too sweet?
No.
No.
I mean, yes, but no. All right, so let's check this out here. Right up there. All right, so it is worth noting that ROH has created a number of new championship belts.
Okay.
Not actual championships, just replace the physical belts with new ones.
They updated the belts.
They updated the belts, and they look kind of like this. So check some of these out, see what you think. Let me fire this up. Here is the ROH 6-man Tag Team Championship belt.
WWE needs those.
They do.
That looks nice.
That's a nice looking belt. I like that one. We also have the Motor City Machine Guns. Chris Sabin and Alex Kelly will sport these new World Tag Team Championships.
That's very reminiscent of the old WWE World Tag Team Championships.
Love it. And also, the last real man, Silas Young, will get this ROH World Television Championship.
Nice belt.
Indeed. Tiff. We lost her.
Want to mute her?
That's what I'm going to do.
Those are nice belts.
They are nice belts. Now, I just want to note that these go along with the previously revealed new ROH World Championship, as you can see here, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, too bad he's no longer the champ.
Yeah, well. This was for back on the 14th when they revealed the new title.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'm going to play this GIF here off of ROH's Twitter here. You can kind of see right there. There is the women's title reminiscent of the main title above.
Fair enough.
So, great new belts for ROH.
How is it that ROH has better belts than WWE? What the fuck?
I don't know. We'll give Cody credit. WWE's belts are simpler. It's color, W, name of the title. They've gone for a very simplistic design.
Yeah, it's okay. I prefer the more ornate design. That's why I like the older belts better, because they looked cooler. They were more ornate.
Fair enough. All right, we're going to stop this.
Also,
Right.
I put to you, original women's championship. Simple design. Much better than the current one.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. All right.
I also find it funny WWE is trying to go for uniform, but they stopped short and didn't actually finish doing the rest of the belt. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, they have not. I mean, the tag team titles on both shows reflect each other, so that's fine. They just haven't really done the IC or US titles.
Yeah, which is like, don't you think they should just to have uniform? Because everything else is uniform. The main titles, the women's titles, the tag titles, they all look basically exactly the same. And then you have Intercontinental and the US. It's like, wait, what?
Tag titles look the same. The tag titles are still the penny belt design, just in different colors.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But at least they colorized them and uniformed it.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't really colorize the US title because that would defeat the purpose of US title, but
Well, they could color it red, white, and blue.
right, but what I'm saying is because US title is on SmackDown, they'd have to color the leather blue, which wouldn't work because it's supposed to be red, white, and blue.
Right. Well, like I said, they're not consistent with that on SmackDown either because the WWE title is still black because they couldn't bring themselves to brand that title.
That's true.
So, anyway, let us continue on.
Yeah.
Let me just, we will go ahead.
And that's why SmackDown's the better show. What are you doing?
Yeah, well.
What are you doing?
Okay. So, let's move on to the actual programming of the week, as we do.
Yes, we do.
I'm going to open up by checking out the scores, as we do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what do we got here? Let me fire up the screen share for that. Bam.
And you never went back and got those Raw scores.
I did not. I will do it at some point. Short thing is, we know the current scores, and that is the Balor Club Worldwide in the lead at 953, followed by the Blissful Ride of Justice at 848, and the Certified Wogan Beast Slayer clocking in at 762.
Yep.
Over on the leaderboards, the top is still the number one contender to the Cruiserweight Championship, Cedric Alexander at 150, followed by Hideo Itami at 110, Seth freaking Rollins at 104, followed by Jason Jordan and his fellow tag team champion at 100. Mustafa Ali of the Cruiserweights coming in at 69, just 2 points ahead of Chad Gable from SmackDown, 67, followed by Drew Gabagulak at 64, who is tied with Samoa Joe from Raw. Right behind them is Kevin Owens at 62, and running on the top 10 is Finn Balor at 56.
Indeed.
Indeed, indeed. So let me grab the Raw recap and we will begin. Although I did not see Raw this week because it was New Year's Day and I was not home.
That's fair.
I was, those of you who watched our other videos know Melissa and Cam. I was at their house with Anastasia Laserbeam from Paths of the Mind, and we were binging Steven Universe, which is a great show, and I recommend you all go watch it.
Fair enough. And
Now
speaking of them, do also keep tuned to this channel for, of course, our yearly Spring of Starkid coming up around March, April, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I guess we're just going to be, I guess at this point, we're just going to be reviewing 10 episodes of movies, musicals, and me, because that's all they've output.
I thought we were going to go back and look at the old ones as Cam and Melissa watched them.
Oh, we're going to do that? Okay.
But that's why I thought we were going to have them watch it before we start doing this stuff to get their perspectives on it.
We can do that. That's fair. I mean, I've gone through some of them. Like I said, the other night we got through Holy Musical Batman, and we got through Starship, although Melissa fell asleep during part of that, so she'll have to rewatch it. But we got through those two, and we did Firebringer already, so that's irrelevant.
Right, and we already reviewed Firebringer, but
right. So it'll be we can at least do those two shows. Plus, we've got the movies, musicals, and me, which you and I can do.
You guys still have a couple of months they have a couple of months to watch other shit. So they'll probably watch a few things.
Yeah, hopefully we get through some more. We'll see.
Anyway, we're here to talk about the wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do this.
Random. Monday Night Raw was coming from the American Airlines Arena in Miami, Florida. And we opened with in the backstage area with where Kurt Angle is talking to Alexa Bliss, the Raw Women's Champion, who's trying to talk her way out of her match against Asuka tonight. But Kurt refuses, telling her to settle the problems in the ring.
Oh, it is in Florida. Well, that explains Enzo's actions.
Okay.
It's in Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes sense that he'd try something stupid like that in Florida.
Yeah, but he started in Toronto.
Yeah, but he checked himself out of the Miami hospital to go to a Florida arena. It's like, yeah, Florida makes people do stupid shit.
That's fair.
All right, so I believe, like every other Raw since he's come back, this kicked off with Kurt.
And it did. And yeah, Enzo should be lucky he even made it to the damn arena, because given where they were, he was liable to get jacked, headlocked, and thrown in the back of a car by Rich Swann. So
I don't think Rich Swann would want to get anywhere near him. I don't think he wants to get the flu.
Yeah, Rich Swann hasn't been around. He might not know he has the flu.
Well, if Rich Swann hasn't been wrestling, I'm sure he's had plenty of time to read the news on the interwebs.
True. But I also said he might. I think he would want to go near Enzo because Rich Swann, prior to other incidents, was the rightful number one contender to his title.
He is, but I don't think he's stupid enough to approach a man with the flu. He'd be like, yeah, no.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, Kurt Angle comes. First, we give a promo to Alexa real quick, which I just awarded. I think. Did I just award that?
I have no idea.
No, I did not award that yet. Okay. Promo to Alexa then to open the program. Then Kurt comes out to the ring. Talks about how 2017 was one of the biggest years of his career. Talks about the Royal Rumble. John Cena announced himself for the Royal Rumble via social media, by the way.
Via satellite.
Via satellite. Angle then talks about the Women's Royal Rumble. He confirms that the rules for the Women's Royal Rumble will be identical to the rules for the Men's Royal Rumble. There will be 30 participants. Superstars must go over the top rope, and both feet must touch the floor to be eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
Which is ironic, considering I own the WWE Book of Rules somewhere. And ironically, on the page mentioning the Royal Rumble, there's a little note that says, how about the middle rope for the ladies? Moolah.
Ha! Yeah, but no offense, the ladies now are by degrees physically stronger than the women back then.
They are, but that doesn't I mean, they are, yes, but that doesn't change the fact that, like, Alexa Bliss is all of, like, 2 inches taller than the rope.
This is true. She could drop kick people over the top rope.
She could, but still, I mean, there's going to be a limited amount to what she could do to get people over that top rope. And
I also put to you, she's not going to be in it because she's the champ.
True. I'm just saying, the fact remains. And you don't know that. And you don't know that. She could compete, win, and challenge Charlotte.
Except, isn't she already booked for her championship match, like against Asuka at the Rumble or something?
There's a lot of people in matches at the Rumble that are going to probably be in the Rumble. That happens every year.
See. I don't know. Alexa Bliss could always pull an Edge and just roll out of the ring and stay out there the entire match and come in and win the thing at the end.
She could do that. I could see it, but it's just one of those things where there's the rope. There's a certain point where it's going to be difficult to get certain women over. I mean, like I said, Alexa might only be a few inches taller than the rope, but at the same time, she's also got the issue. There's also the issue of getting Alexa over the rope because she's so small. Like Nia's gonna have to pick her up. Would have to pick her up and like hurl her out of the ring or something.
Or Bayley can just Bayley to belly her over the rope.
Yeah, that'll work too. But again, Bayley's not that much taller than Alexa.
No, but she's strong enough to just fling her over the rope.
True.
Because Alexa's so small.
I get the distinct feeling that large quantities of superstars at the Women's Rumble are going to be thrown out by Nia and Tamina.
Potentially.
Potentium.
Like I could see that happening, or I could see like Asuka kicking half the roster out just with her snap kicks. Blow! Like Shawn Michaels, everyone out of the ring.
That could work too. I could also see that. And obviously Charlotte's more than tall enough to just throw people over and boot them in the face.
Right, but again, she's a champ, probably not going to be in the
But
match.
she could challenge Alexa. You don't know. That's just it. Anything is possible. It's great. Anyway, so Kurt talks about the Rumble, but gets interrupted by the Bar.
Mm-hmm.
Sheamus says doesn't want to talk about tonight. He wants to talk about last week when the Bar got robbed. And they complain about how Rollins and Jordan were a new team but got a title shot immediately. But then they're interrupted by Jason Jordan, who comes out and argues with the Bar.
Mm-hmm.
And then this then leads to Angle booking a match between Jason Jordan and Cesaro for tonight. But Rollins comes out next, says that Jordan needs to be a better partner and less self-absorbed, and says that he'll be in Jordan's corner, but he's out here to watch Jordan lose.
Yep, this bit was great because Rollins is basically out here saying, look, I ain't out here for you. I'm out here to protect my investment, and that's my half of the tag team titles. So I'm out here to watch you lose. I was like, I love that Rollins is taking the role of the veteran at this point, that he's like, yeah, you're kind of cocky and you're kind of reckless, and that's not a good thing, and I'm trying to teach you, but you're not listening. So right now all I can do is make sure you don't fuck it up for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great dynamic they have. I have to say that despite the fact I disagree with Jordan being half the tag team champions with Seth Rollins, I actually kind of like this storyline because I kind of like what they're doing with Rollins.
Fair.
Yeah, I saw this bit. It was great.
And anyway, then Cesaro hits a cheap shot on Jason Jordan, and they ring the bell and start the match.
Yeah.
So it's going to be promo to all of those gentlemen.
Yeah, if you didn't see this bit, go see it. It's really good.
That's fair. Yep. So let's. So I'm going to give points to Cesaro for promo. Cesaro promo. And then we've got Jason Jordan promo.
Mm-hmm.
105. And then we've got Sheamus.
WWE is finally doing what they should have been doing. They're making Jason Jordan interesting by giving him a character trait. They're making him reckless.
And then Seth Rollins. 9. All
Kudos
right.
to WWE for finally doing something right. Now we'll see if they can pull this off.
Yep. All right. Next up, we have the aforementioned match of Cesaro versus Jason Jordan.
Mm-hmm. I'll admit, did not see the match.
Indeed.
So, who won the match?
That was Jason Jordan.
Fair enough.
Yes, both Rollins and Sheamus remained at ringside for this match, although because they were already out for the promo, I'm not accompanied with points.
Right.
But the match ended when Sheamus tried to get involved with a cheap shot, but Rollins intercepted him and dropped him at ringside, which distracted Cesaro long enough for Jordan to hit him with a suplex and win the match. So Sheamus's plan backfired. And post-match, Jason Jordan celebrated his win, but then left Rollins hanging on a fist bump. All right, so that's going to be an interference from Sheamus and Rollins, first of all. What's interference? A 6, right? Yeah. 15. All right, and then let's see. We're going to do Cesaro first because he lost the match. Cesaro's going to get 5 points for competing and 1 point for a move and 6 points to Cesaro. All right. Top 10 for Cesaro there. And then Jason Jordan gets himself 20 points for winning. He gets 5 for competing is 25, and 5 moves is 30 points to Jason Jordan. All right. So after this, we cut backstage to Roman Reigns, who does an interview about his match with Samoa Joe later. And he says that Joe's a punk and it's going to be ugly when he gets him in the ring. And that unfortunately for Joe, he's going to stay within the rules. He hopes. So promo to Reigns. Bray Wyatt then comes out to the ring. Well, before the commercial. When we come back, we see a quick promo from Sasha talking about entering the Women's Royal Rumble. So that's a quick promo to Sasha. And then Bray Wyatt comes to the ring for his one-on-one match against Apollo Crews.
Okay, then.
Titus and Dana of Titus Worldwide are at ringside in Cruz's corner. And Cruz starts off strong, but unfortunately, everything ends when Dana jumps up on the apron to try to give encouragement to Apollo, and Wyatt chases her off the apron, and she falls backward onto Titus.
Okay, then.
And Apollo tried to take advantage of the distraction with an enziguri kick, but Wyatt basically managed to come back from it and nail a Sister Abigail out of nowhere. So Bray Wyatt with the victory on that.
Fair enough.
So that's going to be Titus with an accompaniment. And Dana Brooke with an accompaniment and an interference. And then Apollo Crews gets 5 points for competing. And 3 for moves is 8. And Bray Wyatt gets 20 for winning, 5 for competing, and 5 moves is 30 points to Bray Wyatt. All right. All right, after the match, Woken Matt Hardy appears on the screen and cuts a promo. And says that he's going to convert all of Wyatt's Fireflies into Woken Warriors.
Okay, then.
Promo to Woken Matt. All right. Alexa Bliss then approaches Nia Jax in the back for a favor, but says she doesn't have time for this. She has to go deliver chicken soup to Enzo, who isn't feeling well. Alexa says Nia's going to have to choose between her or Enzo, but Nia says the soup is getting cold and leaves. Naya and Alexa. Alexa Bliss then goes to the ring and has herself a match against Asuka, which she loses.
Yeah.
Non-title match.
Mm-hmm.
So Alexa gets 5 points for competing and no moves as far as I can gather. So 5 points to Alexa. 9. And then Asuka gets 20 for winning. She gets 5 for competing is 25. And 5 moves is 30 points to Asuka. So it's 66 and the top 10. We then cut to it, Samoa Joe doing an interview in the back, and Renee Young doesn't seem happy to be talking to him. And he says he owes Reigns and will beat him like he beat Ambrose, and that Ambrose is now a stay-at-home husband, living off of his wife's paycheck because of him.
I love who he says that to. That's funny.
He says he's already exposed Reigns, and now he's going to take the Intercontinental title from him.
No, you're not.
Promo to Joe.
I love that Joe had the balls to say that to Renee.
Mm-hmm. Well, he did.
Yep.
Yep. All right, so next up, Bayley does a pre-tape promo announcing that she's entering the Women's Royal Rumble match and will hug her way to WrestleMania.
Right.
Anyway. On the floor. I don't know the words. Anyway. Next up, Braun Strowman takes on the man-beast Rhino. Heath Slater is at ringside.
Okay, then.
JoJo fucks up the introduction and accidentally announces it as Heath Slater accompanied by Rhino.
Oops.
And so Strowman and Rhino have a go at it.
Braun.
Pretty much. Strowman pretty much just destroys Rhino. Slater tries to give him some encouragement by jumping on the apron. But he gets knocked down. And well, actually, Strowman orders the ref to get rid of him first. And then after that, Strowman actually gets out of the ring and grabs a microphone and proceeds to tell Heath Slater he can either stand on the floor and shut his mouth or get in the ring and get these hands like his partner. And Wendy chooses, not necessarily wisely, the latter option and proceeds to jump in the ring.
Okay.
And somehow that doesn't result in a disqualification. I'm not entirely sure how that worked.
Okay.
Because the two of them proceed to begin double teaming Braun. And he just shoves them away, hits them each with a body avalanche in their respective corners, and then power slams Rhino for the win.
Well, are you going to tell Braun no?
It's true. Now, because I'm going to count the move points in here, I will notice that after the match, the crowd begins chanting one more time. Strowman goes to pick up Rhino, but Slater stops him and going for a kick, and then Strowman just swats him away. And then proceeds to, alternating between the two gentlemen, hit each of these two gentlemen with 3 additional power slams.
Jesus.
It's also worth noting that on the last one, Strowman did so by picking Heath Slater up with one arm.
Okay, then.
So, yeah, that happened. So, Heath is going to get accompaniment interference. That's him at 27. Rhino's going to get 5 points for being in the match. And no move, so he's just going to get 5. Braun is going to get 20 for winning. He's going to get 5 for competing. He has 25. And then 9 moves is going to be 34 points to Braun Strowman. And top 10 for Braun. All right, after all of that, Roman Reigns is backstage when Rollins walks in, tells Reigns to keep his cool after what Joe said, and Reigns says that Joe's like a joke to him, and he hopes Ambrose and the whole world is watching tonight to see what he does to Joe. Rollins mentions he doesn't want Reigns to get DQ'd because then the title could change hands in defense of a DQ in this match. Jason Jordan then walks in and says if the Bar tries to run in, they'll stop them. Believe that. Jordan walks off, and Reigns and Rollins look confused by Jordan's appearance.
Okay, then.
So promo to Roman, Seth, and Jason. Yeah. And Roman. Wait, did I get Roman already? No, I did not. I got Jason. Then I jumped right to Seth. Okay. And then Roman. All right. After this, we see Kane approach Braun Strowman in the backstage, but says he just wants to talk. And he tells Strowman that the two of them should work together to take out Brock Lesnar, but Braun Strowman declines the offer, saying that he's the true alpha monster of WWE and he'll take out Lesnar on his own. So promo to Braun and promo to Kane.
Hashtag WWE Alpha Monster.
Yes. Meanwhile, Finn Balor approaches Kurt Angle in his office and says that he's entering the Royal Rumble. And also announces that he's going to be in a 6-man tag against Elias and the Miztourage later, and introduces his partners, the Club.
The Balor Club.
He says he's teamed with them before and is ready to again, and they say if it wasn't for them, it would have had to have been some nerds from the locker room.
Always with the nerds.
Oh, hey, look who's back.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Tiff. Yes,
Hi.
nerds. So promo to Finn and the Club. Anderson and the Gallows getting their first points of the season, I might add. All right. Following this, we go to the ring for the aforementioned Intercontinental Championship match of Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe. With a stipulation that if Roman were to get DQ'd, he would lose the championship. The two of them proceed to have a good back-and-forth match, but the match does end with Roman Reigns nailing a spear off the ropes and retaining the Intercontinental Championship. So Samoa Joe is going to get 5 points for competing, and 3 moves is 8 points to Joe. Roman is going to get 20 points for winning this match. He's going to get 20 points for retaining the Intercontinental Championship, is 40. And he's going to get 5 for competing, is 45. And 10 move points is 55 points to Roman Reigns. That just doubled his score. Him at 110. Next, we get to the back where Kurt Angle is watching Roman Reigns win when Paul Heyman walks into the office. And he warns Angle that they're aware of Kane proposing a conspiracy to Strowman to take out Lesnar before the Rumble. And if Angle doesn't put a stop to it, Lesnar will let all hell break loose. Promo to Paulus. All right, next. We see a pre-taped promo from Absolution where Paige says that 2018 is going to be an even bigger year for them. I would assume they're in the Royal Rumble. It's Paige. And Mandy Rose. And Liv Morgan, right? Is the other one on? No, that's SmackDown. Who's the other Raw one? Sonya. Sonya Deville. There we go. All right. Next up, Drew Gulak and Arya Daivari are in the ring. Gulak reads a message from Enzo, which includes the usual Enzo spiel, and then adds that Enzo's sick, so he's not at Raw tonight. But the message talks about Cedric Alexander, which prompts him to come out and interrupt, saying that he doubts that Enzo is really sick, but since he's not here, either Gulak or Daivari are going to have to face him instead. They say they'll do it, but in a tag team match, so Cedric better hope for someone to come out and help him right now. Cedric is then joined by Goldust.
Yeah.
Who comes out and says that he has some friends in low places, but none are lower than Gulak and Daivari. And that he will join Cedric for this tag team match, playa.
Yeah. Goldie.
Yeah.
You should be wearing your newer gear, not the original gear. You're not built for spandex anymore, my friend. But he is most definitely the natural.
He's a natural. Just comes naturally.
Yep, and I'm sure the team of Gulak and Daivari saw that firsthand when he decided to go up to the second rope and go for a fucking moonsault.
Yep.
They got a face full of something they shouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, don't do that again unless you wear the shiny outfit that, doesn't show that shit.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go to the match, and everybody's going to get promo added onto their match points for the sake of ease. So Goldust and Cedric do win that match after Goldust hits an uppercut on Gulak after Daivari is taken out, and Cedric then nails Gulak with a lumbar check for the victory. So, Arya Daivari and Drew Gulak. Neither of them hit any moves in this match, so they're going to get 5 points for the match and 5 points for the promo. It's 10 points to each. All right. And then the winners here, we'll do Goldust first since Cedric got the pinfall. Goldust is going to get 5 for the promo and 4 for the match, is 9 points to Goldust. No, sorry. 5 for the promo, 5 for the match, and 4 moves. So is 14 to Goldust. Sorry. And then Cedric. No, wait. Goldust also gets 15 for being on the winning team. What the hell am I doing? It's been 34. Okay. And then Cedric is going to get himself 20 points for winning this match, 5 for competing in it is 25. He'll get 5 for the promo is 30, and 2 moves is 32 points to Cedric. Cementing his place at the top of the leaderboard. Next, he'll be thrown to a commercial, and we come back to Elias, who comes out to the ring for a song, and also announcing that he'll be in the Royal Rumble and that he intends to win it and go on to WrestleMania. The Miztourage then join him, and Bo Dallas joyfully announces that The Miz will be returning next week.
Yep.
Woo! Miz. All right. They bravely sing a song before they're interrupted by the entrance of the club.
This entrance was fucking awesome. I want this in the game. Have you seen their entrance?
I have not.
It is fucking cool.
Okay.
Because the club came down as normal. They do their thing, their fist bump, and then they do the too sweet. And they walk down to the ring, but they stand outside the ring, and then Balor's music hits.
Okay.
He comes out, he does his thing, fluffs the jacket. And they get down to the ring. Oh, no, the club gets in the ring first, and then he comes down. He gets in the ring. And you know how Balor's entrance, when he gets in the ring, he gets up on the turnbuckle and does the hand raise again? As he does that, the club gets in the corner with their backs to them, and when he does the hand raise, they do it too, but they do the too sweet. It looks fucking cool. I want that entrance. And then, of course, after Balor gets down off, they get into the center of the ring, and then they do, like, the too sweet, the 3 of them together.
Nice.
I want that entrance.
That's cool.
And I want their victory pose too. Their winning animation. It's because it's pretty cool.
Fair enough.
2K19, damn it.
We'll see.
Make it happen, WWE.
There you go.
Because if those go in the game, we're taking that for the league.
The league isn't even a thing. In 18, for God's sake.
Well, they are in my game because I have John.
Yeah, but neither of you has given me you guys.
Yeah, I should probably go upload myself. Well, you haven't uploaded yourself.
I'm uploaded, aren't I?
If you did, you never told me. I've been waiting for you to tell me.
I'll double check it later. Anyway, the Balor Club wins the match. As expected, off of Balor with a coup de grace. Following a magic killer on Bo Dallas.
Fair enough.
So and this is actually our main event, by the way.
Woo!
So Elias, Bo, and Curtis hit nothing. So Elias, Bo, and Curtis are going to get themselves 5 points for being in this match. They're going to get 5 points for the pre-match promo segment. Is 10. They're going to get 4 for being in the main event. Is 14. And that's about it. And then no way, hang on. 14 is 43, 47. And then Elias is going to get 39, and 4 is 43. All right. And then on your winning side of things, we have the club. I'll say Carl Anderson is going to get 5 points for competing. 4 for being in the main event is 9. He's going to get 15 for being on the winning team. Is 24. And 1 move is 25 points to Carl Anderson. And then Luke Gallows is going to get 15 points for being on the winning team. 5 for competing is 20. 4 for being in the main event is 24. And 4 moves is 28 points to Luke Gallows. And Finn Balor wins the match. He's going to get 20 points for that. He's going to get, we have a 29 for being in and winning the main event. He's going to get another 5 for competing, is 34. And 2 moves is 36 points to Finn Balor. $97. All right, back in the top 10.
Woohoo!
We'll then go to our final program of the evening, where we are joined in the ring by the reigning, defending, undisputed Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar.
Right.
Anyway, Brock comes out with Paulus, and we see the replay of Kane propositioning Strowman earlier. Heyman gets on the mic, complains about Lesnar having to face 2 opponents again, this time at the Royal Rumble against Kane and Strowman, and takes issue with the fact that either Kane or Strowman could pin one another, and Brock would lose his championship. But he adds that Lesnar will still win, and he fears no challengers. But as they go to leave, they're interrupted by Kane, who hits the ring, and grabs Lesnar by the throat and chokeslams him. Kane then goes to leave, but Lesnar sits right up and smiles at him. He then gets up and uses the title belt to hit Kane in the face outside the ring. Hit him out to the outside of the ring, I should say. Lesnar then falls out to ringside too. Before they can start brawling, the locker room runs out to break their fight up, and we're told that Kurt Angle is ordering this to be broken up. They then haul Kane off while Lesnar holds up his title and Raw goes off the air.
Okay, then.
So that is a promo to Paulus, and that is in a, let's see. It's a promo to Paulus. It's an assault to Brock. And a weapon use for the belt.
Mm-hmm.
That's 7 points to Brock.
Bork Laser.
Bork Laser. And then, what else we got here?
Kane.
Kane, yes. Who is going to get an assault and a finisher.
Mm-hmm.
It's 5 points to Kane. All right.
Question.
Answer.
Does Bork Laser get an OMG for sitting up out of the chokeslam?
No. We've seen people do that.
Oh, okay.
Let's go to the scores.
Fair enough.
Data. Refresh all. All right. In the lead at 11:57 is now the Blissful Riot of Justice.
What?
In second at Balor Club Worldwide at 11:34. And trailing back in last at 8:66 is me, the Certified Woken Beast Slayer. Again.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, it's because she's got the club. That's why.
I can see this season is going to result for me the same way the last one did. Maybe I should have insisted on force drafting Roman.
Maybe.
All right. So that is Raw. Let's go over to the SmackDowns.
At least I let you keep Seth. I was tempted to take him back, actually. Part of me thinks maybe I should have, but I don't know.
Well, if you're taking Seth back, I'd have Kevin and Sammy right now.
I know.
I think you got the better end of that deal.
Maybe, except Seth is like number 2 in the leaderboards.
True. But then again, Sammy has a main event victory coming up now.
True. We'll see.
Indeed. The SmackDown, first SmackDown of 2018 is coming from the Amway Center in Orlando, Florida. All right. Before the show, we see the spot of the Amway Center. Okay, so here we go. We open up with a video package about the history between Owens and AJ, with Owens defeating AJ last week in a non-title match, of course. And we open up with AJ coming out to the ring. He says he knows everyone else at the company's New Year's resolution is to win the Royal Rumble, but his is to leave WrestleMania with the WWE title belt still around his waist. He questions Daniel Bryan's decision last week, seemingly in favor of Owens and Zayn, and invites Bryan to come out to explain it. Bryan does so. Before he can start, Shane hits the ring too and apologizes to AJ for last week and questions whether Bryan is in cahoots with Kevin and Sammy. He says he'll be at ringside for tonight's main event to make sure there aren't any more shenanigans because obviously Kevin is going to be in Sammy's corner tonight. And obviously you're going to allow that, so I'm going to be in the corner too. Bryan says that, well, if you're going to be in AJ's corner, then Kevin might as well be in Sammy's corner. And if you're going to be out here, I'm going to be out here too. Shane says they're starting 2018 with a bang, and they shake hands and leave. So promo to all those people. AJ.
Yep.
51. And Shane O'Mac. And Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan.
Okay. Next up, we see the brackets for the U.S. title tournament, which will conclude at the Royal Rumble. And then we cut to our tag team championship match of the Usos versus Gable and Benjamin. And so Gable gets tagged in early. Shelton and Jimmy start, but Gable gets a tag early but gets knocked off the apron. Jimmy goes up top, but Shelton runs up and takes Jimmy down with a suplex. Gable then comes in and follows up with a shot from the top for a 2 count as Jay breaks the pin. The two teams go back and forth until Shelton and Jimmy get hot tags. Sorry, Shelton and Jay get hot tags, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Which leads to Shelton and Gable nailing the double team off the top rope for the 3 count after a short match.
On Jimmy.
Yeah.
Oh, but those scores aren't going to count because...
Yeah, Gable and Benjamin are given the belts, and they head up toward the ramp area to begin celebrating their championship victory as Jey Uso jumps in the ring and begins screaming at the referee, pointing at his partner and indicating, as his brother and indicating something. Another referee then comes running out of the back and gets in the ring and begins speaking to the referee in the match. As this is happening, the commentators point out what has happened here and show some replays up on the big screen, which the referees also watch, that show that Jay and Chad were last tagged into the match. Or should I say, no, Shelton and Jay were last tagged into the match, which means that neither Gable, who got the pinfall, nor Jimmy, who got pinned, were the legal men. After some discussion between the referees following this revelation, the ring announcer is told to inform us that as a result of this, the match will be restarted. Gable and Benjamin are not happy about this, but reluctantly relinquish the titles, and the match goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Usos take control by knocking Gable and Benjamin outside, beating them down around ringside. Shelton eats a Samoan drop from Jay, and basically the Usos beat the crap out of them. At one point, Gable does manage to pull Shelton out of the way of the Uso running butt bump, but it doesn't. And they do get a quick roll up, but it doesn't last very long as they go for that double team again. But Jimmy makes the save, and they eat a bunch of super kicks and a big splash for the loss.
Fair
Uso
enough.
retention.
Woo! Superfly.
Yep. So Gable and Benjamin are going to get 5 points for being in the match. We're counting it as one match. We're not counting that middle victory as anything.
Good.
Not reversed. So Gable and Benjamin will get 5 points each. Shelton has 2 moves. Gable has 1. That's 7 for Shelton and 6 for Gable.
I mean, that's too bad because then I'd have 2 title wins, but yeah.
Yeah.
Which I would gladly take.
I'm sure you would, but that result was reversed, so it does not count as a title win.
Fair. You going to give Shelton Benjamin his points?
I gave him his points.
Oh, did you?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, I
fair
did. And what was it? 7 for Shelton, right? Yeah. It's 3. Put 74 then. All right.
Should I Gable back to the top 10.
Yep, and then the Usos. If I am reading this correctly, it looks like it was Jay who got the pinfall. So we'll do Jimmy first, who will get 20 points for winning the match. Sorry, 15 points for being on the winning team of the match. 15 points for retention of the tag titles is 30. And 2 moves is 32 points to Jimmy. And then Jay gets 20 for winning, 15 for the titles is 35, 5 for competing is 40, and 3 moves is 43 points to Jay, which is 55. All right. Next up, we cut backstage where Kevin and Sammy are interviewed by Renee, and they talk about everybody being at ringside for tonight's match. And Owen says that tonight's outcome will be similar to last week. Last week, Owens beat AJ. Yep. And this week, Zayn will also beat AJ. Yep. Promo to Kevin and Sammy.
All right, then.
Indeed. We got a video package promoting the Raw 25th anniversary that's forthcoming later in the month. And then we go to the ring where Breezango have their rematch against the Bludgeon Brothers. Their second rematch against the Bludgeon Brothers, I should say.
And they get their asses kicked.
Yes. Yes, they do. However, the Bludgeon Brothers decide they don't want to even wait for this, so they just assault them before the bell and the match never even happens. So they just proceed to assault the shit out of Breezango. Then the Ascension hits the ring and they attack the Bludgeon Brothers and they get assaulted too. And Connor eats the double team maneuver.
Okay, then.
So basically, that is going to be an assault from the Bludgeon Brothers and the shared finisher. That's 5 points to each of the Bludgeon Brothers.
Okay,
then. Where they get Harper Rowan is what I need.
L for Luke Harper.
I know, I'm looking for Rowan.
E for Eric.
We got to take those first names off.
Hmm.
You okay with that, Tiff? I'll take that as a yes, I guess.
Or she fell asleep again.
Possible.
What sounds like. But she's not hurting anyone, so we'll continue.
All right, next. I guess Breezango and the Ascension will the Ascension and the Breezango, I guess, will each get 3 points for showing up.
They didn't fight back?
Not really. They just got assaulted.
Well, I assume the Ascension actually fought since they hit the ring and started to fight, right? Or
the Ascension ran down, jumped on the apron, both got immediately punched in the face, and then just got assaulted.
Oh, okay. That sucks.
So 3 points to each of those people. So that would be Connor. And Fandango. And Breezy. And Victor. All right. After that, we cut backstage to the New Day, who, in honor of his upcoming match tonight, present Kofi and Big E present Xavier Woods with a large 2018 in pancakes with candles on it.
Okay, then.
And they are celebrating when they are interrupted by Rusev Day.
It's Rusev Day.
Yes. Who will proceed to talk some shit, before Rusev forcibly blows out the New Day's candles to their utter shock.
Okay, then.
So promo to the New Day and Rusev Day. Rusev. Oh. What happened here? Hang on. Let's try that again. Wait. No, undo that. What the hell did I just do? Hang on. That's that. Okay. Alright, so Rusev's going to go up to 30. And then we're going to have, let's see, Xavier down here. 46. And Kofi. 7. And Big E. Him at 24. And then Aiden English.
Mm-hmm.
All right. After as we see a pre-taped promo from Mojo Rawley, who talks about how he will defeat his former partner Zack Ryder in the U.S. title tournament match next week. Promo to Mojo. First points of the season for him. We then go to the ring for Aiden English versus Xavier Woods in a tournament quarterfinal. And this time, in honor of English being the one of the match, Rusev sings the opening song.
Okay, then.
Which was rather entertaining. The New Day then interrupts with their entrance. And we have ourselves a match. So first promo to Rusev in English. You know, I'll continue a part of the previous promo. Fuck it, I'm not going to get more promo points.
All right.
And then we have the match in which Xavier Woods does come out the victor.
Which we knew that was going to happen.
Yep. So. Luckily, there is no actual interference, luckily. The rest of the people keep themselves in check. Nothing more than a stare down. So we will go ahead and have Aiden English get 5 points for being in this match. And 3 for evading an honor roll. Is 8 points to Aiden English. Xavier Woods gets 20 for winning, 5 for competing, and 1 move is 26 points to Xavier. 6 is 72. All right. Wait a minute. Yes, 60. Yeah, that's right. 72. Okay. Kofi, the New Day celebrate after the match and look at the U.S. title belt, which is on display at ringside. We then cut to the back where Carmella, Tamina, Lana, and Natalya are having an interview mentioning that they're all going to be in the Women's Royal Rumble. And they also proceed to cut promos on the Riot Squad. So promo to all those ladies.
The welcoming committee.
Yes. Oh, Tamina. And Natalya. And Lana. And Carmella. All right. It's noted that NBA Hall of Famer and former WCW star Karl Malone is in attendance at ringside. We then have ourselves a 6-woman tag match of the Riot Squad versus Natalya, Tamina, and Carmella with Lana in their corner. That's accompaniment to Lana. What's accompaniment? 5.
You have the list.
We'll go with it. Pretty sure it's 5.
How can you not know? You've been
Yeah.
giving out those points all
5.
night.
I'm pretty sure my mind just blanked for a minute. All right. Then we have ourselves a match, which is won by the Riot Squad. So that's Natalya, Tamina, and Carmella. Let's see here. Carmella didn't hit any moves, so we'll do Carmella first. She's just going to get 5 for being in the match.
Great.
19. And then we're going to give 5 points to Tamina plus 2 moves is 7 to Tamina. And then Natalya had 1 move, so she's going to get 6. All right. And then we're going to have, let's see. All right. Then on the winning women's side, Sarah Logan got the victory. So we will start off with, let's see.
Ruby Riot.
Yeah, Ruby Riot didn't actually have any moves in this match.
Okay.
So Ruby Riot is just going to get the standard 15 for being on the winning team, and 5 for competing is 20 points to Ruby Riot.
Fair enough.
Wait. Yeah. Okay. And then we do have, let's see, Sarah Logan 1. So Liv Morgan is going to get the same 20, plus 3 for evading a maneuver is 23 points to Liv Morgan. Is 45. And then Sarah Logan gets the victory. She gets 20. 5 for competing is 25. And 1 move is 26 points to Sarah Logan. And 7 is 43. All right. Following the match, the Riot Squad stands tall in the ring, and Ruby cuts a promo bashing the Orlando fans for believing in magic, adding that the Riot Squad is a strong dose of reality for everyone, and that all 3 of them will be in the Women's Royal Rumble match. So, promo to Ruby Riot. However, they're interrupted by Charlotte, who says that she does believe in magic and dreams and knows that these people rightfully do too, but also has a dose of reality for Ruby, and that's that actions have consequences. And now it's time for some of the consequences of your actions to come back to bite you, basically. She then proceeds to introduce Naomi and Becky, who have returned after being off TV ostensibly from being assaulted by the Riot Squad, and are now back. And the 3 of the face ladies then hit the ring and assault the Riot Squad. So Charlotte will get 4. Charlotte's going to get 5 for the promo, 4 for an assault, and 1 for a big boot to the face. Is 10 points to Charlotte.
Woohoo! Woo!
Naomi will get 4 points for an assault and 1 for what I think was a springboard rear view. I couldn't quite tell. So Naomi will get 5 points for that. 42. And then Becky Lynch will get 4 for an assault and 2 Exploder suplexes. Is 6 points to Becky, her first of the season. All right. Next week, Baron Corbin cuts a pre-tape promo about the Royal Rumble, saying that he can't wait to compete in the Rumble match, where it's 30 people and anything goes, and he feels confident he'll go on to main event WrestleMania. So Baron Corbin with a promo. We follow that up with Daniel Bryan, who goes out to the ring, followed by Shane O'Mac, followed by our main event match of AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn with Kevin Owens.
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
Yo, winner.
Sami Zayn.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So, there is interference in this match, of course, by Kevin Owens.
More points for me.
Yes. As well as Shane, who shoves Owens.
Hmm.
And then Daniel Bryan gets on a mic, so all three of them get interference points.
Okay.
So interference is 6. So
and accompaniment for Kevin.
You're right. Okay, so 38. Whoa.
I'll take $7.98.
No, you won't. And then Shanu.
Here comes the money.
And Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
Yep.
Indeed.
And Sami Zayn is victorious in this match as a result of the aforementioned distractions.
So we'll go to AJ first.
AJ is going to get 5 points for competing. He's going to get 4 for being in the main event, is 9. And 8 move points is going to be 17 points to AJ. It is 50. It's 68. Sami Zayn is going to get 20 points for winning this match. He's going to go up to 29 for being in and winning the main event. 5 for actually competing is 34. And 11 moves is 45 points to Sami Zayn.
Damn, 11 moves. Wow. Let's go, Sammy.
Which doubles Sami Zayn's score to 90.
Woohoo!
And yeah, 9 of those points were countering AJ's moves.
Let's go, Sammy.
Post-match, Kevin and Sami celebrate on the ramp as Shane looks disturbed. AJ then grabs a mic and says that they can't do anything on their own, and he doesn't know whose side Bryan is on. And he tells him and Shane to stop bickering like children, saying that he wants to fight without someone else getting involved. He says at this rate, why not make it a handicap match, which Daniel Bryan takes literally, booking AJ to defend the WWE Championship against Kevin and Sami in a handicap match.
At the Rumble.
At the Royal Rumble.
So promo to AJ and Daniel Bryan?
Yep. And Daniel Bryan.
So here's a question for you, Jim.
Okay.
If they lay cool this bitch, how are we going to award points at the Rumble? Will they both get title win points?
Well, I would assume whichever one of them pins AJ would become the champion.
Okay.
And therefore they would get the points.
Okay. But what if they're together the world champion?
We don't know. If that happens, we will deal with it when the time comes.
Okay.
All right.
To the scoreboards.
Yes, quite.
For the Smacketh Down.
Yep. All right. Following that, in the lead at 1348 is Balor Club Worldwide, followed by the Blissful Rite of Justice at 1257 and Certified Woken Beast Slayer at 974.
Yeah, this is going to be a back and forth fight between me and Tiff.
Obviously. All right. To the 205 Live.
Yeah. I think the Rumble matches are going to end up being the deciders because the men's one, I assume, is the main event, and with all the with all the people in the matches, the potential for elimination points is just astronomical.
Yep.
Cruiserweight action.
Yes. 205 Live.
More Cedric points.
Yes. So we flash back to what happened on Monday night.
Okay.
And we then go to our opening match, which is TJP versus Akira Tozawa.
All me, baby!
TJP gets the victory following the detonation kick.
Welcome back, TJP.
The Orlando crowd did not give a shit.
Well, of course not. They didn't build up his return at all. He just kind of showed up.
They decided that the appropriate response here was to greet TJP with a loud "We want Neville" chant.
Yeah, saw that coming.
All right.
I don't care. I get points. They can
You
go
do.
fuck themselves.
So Akira Tozawa gets 5 points for being in the match.
Ha! Ha! Ha!
And then TJP is going to get himself 20 for winning, 5 for competing, 1 for the detonation kick is 26, and 3 for at one point he countered a suicide dive by kicking Tozawa in the shoulder.
Okay.
So that's an extra 3. So that's going to put him at 29 for TJP.
All right, all right.
All right. Next, we go to the locker room where Cedric Alexander is getting ready for his match tonight when Goldust rolls up.
Okay, then.
Alexander is glad Goldie has his back tonight, but questions whether Goldie makes the weight limit.
Valid concern.
Goldust says, of course not, but with work he could. But he's just around to help Cedric on his quest for gold tonight. So they go back and forth. Goldust mentioning that this is going to be the start of a beautiful friendship.
So Goldust is a face once more.
Seems like it.
And I guess he's kind of in the fighting manager role.
Yeah, seems like it.
I'm okay with this.
So promo. Goldust and said.
Moving on.
We then go out to a match of Gentleman Jack Gallagher versus Hideo Itami.
Let me guess, Tommy wins.
No, it's a no contest because Gallagher, after a replay of Hideo's match with Kendrick from the Christmas Raw, says that we know the Japanese superstar isn't here to compete. He's here to maim. He then proceeds to beat the shit out of Hideo Itami with his umbrella and a pipe.
Okay, then.
Until the refs finally pull Gallagher away. That's
So what is this, Clue WWE version?
Apparently.
Jack Gallagher with the lead pipe in the 205 Live ring?
Yeah, pretty much. So Gallagher is going to get 5 for the promo, 4 for an assault is 9, and 3 for use of each weapon is another 6. Is 15 points to Gallagher.
Wait, you get points per weapon?
Are we not doing per weapon?
I thought we just lumped everything in together when weapons were applied.
Okay. In that case,
like the Miracle on 34th Street fight, I believe we only gave points for weapon usage, not for each weapon.
44 then. Next up, Adasha Fuentes interviews Drew Gulak and Arya Daivari. Gulak says they weren't ready for Goldust last night, and they aren't even sure he's a cruiserweight, but they're up for the challenge tonight. He tries to dedicate the match to Enzo when Goldust swoops in and says his name, then gags when doing the trumpet gimmick because of Drew's bad breath.
Nice. So promo to those 3 gentlemen?
Yes.
Or at least to Gulak and Goldust. I don't know if they've already said anything.
I'm going to give him promo for it anyway.
All right. That's fair.
Arya and Goldie. All right. We then go to the ring for Goldust and Cedric Alexander versus Drew Gulak and Arya Daivari.
Okay, then.
Which the faces win.
Wait, it was a tag match?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was a tag match.
Fair enough.
It was a rematch from Monday.
Fair enough.
And Ced tags in, took out the Zotrain members with a dive, and then while Goldie T's doing one himself, Alexander snuck behind Gulak for a lumbar check. So, Gulak and Daivari are going to get 5 for competing and 4 for being in the main event is 9. So 9 for Gulak. 3. And Daivari is also going to get 9. Is 3 is 56. All right. And then Goldust is going to get 15 points for being on the winning team, 5 for competing is 20, and 4 for being in the main event is 24 points to Goldust.
Yay. Wow, who would have thought Goldust was going to be one of my high point scorers this season? Jesus.
Cedric Alexander is going to get 20 points for winning the match. He's going to get 5 for competing is 25. He's going to get 4 for being in the main event. No, 34 because being in and winning the main event, and 1 for the lumbar check is 35 points to Cedric.
And Cedric just isn't going to be caught this season.
35. And that's 97, 07, 17. And what did I say it was? 35, right. So 17.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 217 plus 5 is 222.
Wow.
Bam.
And Cedric Alexander is the first one to break 200.
Yep.
Jesus, Cedric's on a roll.
Yep. Imagine what that's going to look like if he wins a title from Enzo next week.
Yeah, we'll see if that happens.
Yep.
Although, if there was another reason to remove Enzo from the mixed tag competition, they may take the title off him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. Yes.
moving on.
That was the main event.
Oh, that was the main event.
You didn't hear me say main event multiple times as I was giving points away?
No.
Well, you're an idiot.
I guess. Yay! Woo!
So,
the final scores.
Indeed. Let's check these out here.
I'll refresh.
Indeed. So, in the lead at 1456 is Balor Club Worldwide, followed at second at 1271 by the Blissful Ride of Justice, and at third at 1,000 even is Certified Woken Beast Slayer.
I am still uber shocked at the amount of points I'm getting. It's all Cedric.
Well, let's go take a look at the leaderboards. In the lead is Cedric Alexander at 222 points, followed by Jason Jordan at 140.
Wow, I didn't see that one coming.
Followed by his tag team partner in the other half of the Raw Tag Champ, Seth freaking Rollins at 120. Followed by a tie between Hideo Itami and Roman Reigns, both at 110 points. Followed by Finn Balor at 97. Sami Zayn clocking it at 90.
Yep.
The Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman, just a point behind him at 89. Drew Gulak, Gabba Gulak clocking in at 83. And rounding out the top 10 is Kevin Owens at 78, just 1 point ahead of Samoa Joe, who just barely didn't make it.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. All right. So there we go.
Man, am I glad no one took Cedric Alexander from me.
I can imagine. All righty. So
that's nuts.
It is. And we're not talking about Goldust. Anyway, thank
I
you all
miss
for
the
joining.
sound effects.
Me too. Thank you all for joining us here for another WWE Fantasy Log. We will see you next week for more news, more fun, more shenanigans as we continue on our way to the Royal Rumble and the inevitable road to WrestleMania.
And we'll see you tomorrow for our WWE Year in Review.
It's called the Loggies. Just call it the Loggies.
Fair enough.
We'll see you for the Loggies tomorrow, folks.
The champ is here.
Peace.